Had a phone call there. We're back. All right. Never been a runner myself, just no interest. Does he still wear white tighties? I I do it mostly because it's the easiest way for me to stay in shape is running. Like it's a fun way to burn calories fast, and I do it also just out of I don't know, like my parents were in the military, and I always just have like the possibility that we could go into a serious war in the back of my head. So I try to make sure that I can still run. You know, I always remember during like I think it's World War II that the training got down to 8 weeks. So like I want to make sure that if all hell breaks loose, that if all I have is 8 weeks to get in excellent fighting shape, that I can manage that. Whiteside says running just seems like a miserable experience personally. I agree, dude, but like, hear me out. Trail running is fun. Um, like running a laps around your neighborhood sucks. Running on a treadmill sucks. But if you go where it's a little bit treacherous to run and you're like jumping off of rocks and stuff, that's a little bit more fun because there's some excitement to it. But I agree that, man, like running on my treadmill, running around my neighborhood sucks. One sec, I'll be right back when my kids is awake. All right, one kid's awake, but that's okay. That kid is fine being awake by themselves. The other one wakes up, then I have to call it. All right. I like going on runs and hikes with my kids because it's like the one activity where I know I have the best chance of like wearing them out before like I get worn out. So we do a lot of hiking, and to get them into it, I tell them, we're gonna go to Disneyland. So I tell them that it's training for Disneyland because in Disneyland you walk an average of 6 to 10 miles a day. That's what they say is the average amount of distance is covered. So it's a good incentive for them. Then I grab the 55 pounds. Do you ever make it down to Disney World? Whitey tighties? I've never been there. Only Disneyland. Been to Disneyland a good amount of times. Going to Disney World, and it just seems like you need to have a lot of money or time. Hey, what's up? How are you? Oh, that was rough. I'm good. How about you? I'm good. I'm good. Just working my way through the deadlifts. Been wanting to focus more on back rows. I put deadlifts at the end. It's definitely harder. You still remember me? Yes. You have a distinct name. The more distinct the name, the easier it is to remember people. Thanks, sir. How was your week? Did you have a good week? Ready for the weekend? Good week. White Tidy says, "You'll never forget me then." No, that's true. Your name is stuck. Although I'm old, if I have Alzheimer's, I'll still like be remembering your name. My grandkids will be like, "Who's Whitey Tidy? That's the only person Grandpa remembers." Good. What's funny is there's even before like doing Twitch, just from playing video games, there's like so many people you meet and only ever to call them by their gamer tag. And I wonder like if you know their like real names, would it still seem better to call them by their gamer tag? Because that's something that they picked. And is their name more reflective of who they are, or is their gamer tag more reflective of who they are? You'll never know my real name. That's all right. I'm just going to, anytime I call for customer support from now on, I'm just going to ask the person if they're whitey tidy, though. Especially if it has to do with passwords. Like, hey, whitey tidy, can you help me? And if they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. One day, it'll be like when Morpheus gets, or when Neo gets the call from Morpheus. So I like to use in my real life, I've used variants of my name, so then I know roughly how long I've known someone by what they call me. I used, when you're a kid, you have like a family name, and then as an adult, like going into work, you use your formal name. So I can definitely differentiate between when somebody knows me from work or from, like childhood or regular life. when I was a kid, I was like 16. I taught English in China, and when you teach English, like all the Chinese kids, they want American names, and they ask you to give them an American name. And I was like, "Oh, give us a cool American name," and so we did. And there are, I don't even know how many Chinese guys running around telling people their American names are Morpheus and Neo. Because, you know, for when I was 16, the Matrix was huge. So, so many, you know, they'd be like, give us a cool name. Yeah, you're Morpheus and you're Neo. And they'll be awesome. We didn't really think about the long term that sometimes this guy might end up in a real meeting and have to introduce himself to some American company or something as Morpheus. I hope they enjoyed it as much as we did. Ariane, yeah, that an American man. Yep. Born and bred American. But I'm very much a an American mutt. Incredibly mixed. I remember you were saying you're from Africa. I have I have a small part of very small part of my DNA, like 0.8% is from I want to say Guyana. I'm not 100%. I'd have to look at the paperwork again. But we had a small amount from there. I thought they are thick, and white men love it. You're joking. Oh, well, see, I'm a mix. I am a mix of Hispanic, Irish, um, Native American, um, Jewish, Swiss, and German. My genealogy comes from all over the map. Um, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone's likes, but I definitely think that more men prefer thicker women, but in America, there's a lot of like pressure for guys to date skinny girls. I don't know why. I don't know why skinny is a thing that people like. About me, I like my wife. I'm very happy with my wife. Yes, everybody has their own type that they like. We're America. We're the melting pot. There's a reason why you come to the United States, there's so many people mixed together. We have a wide variety. I don't answer questions about my feelings about other women because I'm married and I don't want anyone to think that I would be open to disrespecting my wife. So when it comes to discussing my likes or dislikes of women, I feel like it's not a subject that I like to engage in. You know, being married, I feel like that kind of conversation opens up a door to a lot of other conversations I don't want to have as a married man. So for me, it just comes down to respecting my marriage. I'm not offended by the question, just so we're clear, but out of respect for my wife, that's not a conversation that I engage in. The wide variety of topics I will engage in, but discussing my likes and dislikes in women's physicality isn't something that I'm gonna jump into. All right, with that, I'm done for the day. My last child is waking up, and unfortunately, this child can't be by themselves. So thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'll catch you later, Tiger Whitey. Thanks for coming by. Oh, it's a short stream because it's been over an hour. I just got cut in half by a phone call. So thank you guys so much, though. God bless you. Have a good and safe weekend.